Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Minecraft Modded, playing the Direwolf 20 pack. I am ZeoFate, and last episode we left off, I was going to go do a bit of mining, which you can see I have, but you can also see during that mining, well, I have a lack of certain resources. Namely, I haven't found a single diamond in over 2 hours of mining. Haven't found any lapis, and I haven't found any nickel. Now, since I'm going at this point in time, tool upgrades are now necessary. Nickel is going to be one of those things that I'm going to need, because I'm going to need it for Invar. And well, the way I can get it is through iron ore. So rather than going immediately to mechanism or duplication, well, we're going to deal with the pulverizer first. So, to do that, we need power. The way I'm going to do early power gen is going to be through a heat generator and some lava, which we have, complements of our... Come on. Friendly lava pool right here. So that being said, let's get into it. I think I got all the materials I need on me. I'm going to need... of course, as soon as I say that, I need some other material. That just about figures. And we'll build 2 of these. The reason why I'm building 2 is because I'm going to need one for... This one's going to be for the pulverizer, and this one's going to be for the Tinker's Workbench, which I'm going to need for the tools. So we can get these lavaed in. Now, you can generate power with these things through 2 different methods. One is you can pump lava directly into here, and it'll generate power. These are one of the more wastely generators for lava, in my opinion anyways, because they chew it through it like nothing. The other thing you can do is you chuck lava around 3 sides, and as you can see, it's passively generating energy. Now, it's not a lot of energy, but it's still some. And it's effectively infinite. So let's get our pulverizer. Yeah, I do have some redstone on me. Let's get our pulverizer, which is going to be the first thing we need. And we're going to need one of them. And we're going to need 2 copper gear. We're going to need ourselves a tin gear. Machine frame, and that's going to get us our pulverizer. Now, the reason why I want the pulverizer is, well, it's going to turn around and with iron ore, and let's find the pulverizer up here. So it's pulverizer. Iron ore has a 10% chance of dropping nickel, which we need to use to make Invar. And, well, I've got just a little bit of iron kicking around, so we can use that. And hopefully get some nickel that we need to get everything kicked started. Oops. Now, this system is not going to be fast by any stretch of the imagination. It's not building a lot of power at once, but it is building it. I came over here and first of all I set it to auto input, which means it's going to draw it from the inventory where it's selected, and it's auto output, which means it's going to push to a selected inventory. You can't do anything with the front, unfortunately, but you can set the sides so that they can, blue is input, orange is output. So you can set them up. I've got the top one set as an input and output, which means it's going to pull from there and push to there. So that being said, I'm going to, I found some doing exploring in the world. Right here we've got one of those nether ruins. Oh, is there something else up there? No. We have one of the nether ruins right there, and I did a little bit of exploring when I was getting some sand. And that's where I found some golden leggings with mana boost and with mana regen. Now, I think these are for Ars Magica, but I'm not entirely too certain. So we'll find out. That being said, I will come back once we've got our materials pulverized. Catch you all then. First emeralds found. Is there any more in here? Oh, just the one. And welcome back. Went and processed all the different ores that we had so we can get on to making our nice little tools, which are going to speed things up, well, hopefully rather excessively. So, what we're going to do now is, because I forgot about these initially, and just remembered them, a little bit from Tetra. We need the wooden hammer, and we got the hollow sphere, but that's not what I need it for. Gonna turn that in, chuck those, and you require a tier 2, which is stone, which means I'm gonna need to make another one, because we're gonna need to upgrade one with just some cobblestone. Chuck that in there. We will hammer ahead, craft that, hammerhead, craft that, and now we got a tier 2 hammer, which means we can now chuck these in here and start breaking them. They're going to give us various different little bits of resources, as you can see. Not exactly the greatest, but it's an extra little bonus from when you're mining. Let's just chuck that stuff away and let's get to it. Now, first thing we're going to need is the Tinker's Workbench. This is going to be what's going to power everything. So getting the tools is kind of useless if we can't power them. So for that we need 2 wood, 2 glass, 3 iron, crafting table, and redstone. Well, we got the crafting table here. And don't have a glass ready, so let's just get 30 of them cooking. Or however many. Just double check that I got everything out of here. And there's the glass we need. Dump those in there. We'll grab a chunk of gold, chunk of redstone, chunk of iron. Get ourselves a RF coil. And forgot 2 planks. Happen to have 2 extra sitting there. Get that built. And now I need to come over here and hook you into power. Now the downside with these, as you can see, I upgraded these power cables, but there's a significant downside to these. They'll power one device and they'll prioritize dumping all the power in it unless it's not consuming all the power. But since this thing needs so much power right now, well, the pulverizer won't get any if I'm running it, which doesn't help us in the slightest. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to have to upgrade these. But right now, that's not what we're going to do. We got that done. I'm going to make a flux bore, a flux saw, and a flux magnet. The bore is going to be for mining. The saw is going to help us with chopping logs and everything else like this. And the magnet's going to make it so that we can turn around and, well, it's going to draw everything we mine to us, which is useful so we don't lose a bunch of materials. I've had that happen. It's not fun. Let's just grab a little bit of everything. I know I'm going to need the Invar. Let's grab the copper, bunch of tin, bring over the redstone. That should be all we need. If it's not, well, I can always come back and get some. So the first thing we're going to do is hit the flux bore. That's rather easy, and well, we'll hit the saw blade at the same time. So now, that needs a flux coil, that needs a flux coil, and flux coil. So I need 4 flux coils. Ooh, just enough. So now I need 2 tin gears and a gold gear. And I think we got a bunch of nuggets left over that we can use. So let's get those 2 tin gears. And there's our flux saw. Since we got this set up, we'll just chuck that in there, let it get powered up. So that's 1 down. Our flux bore, we need another gold gear and another 2 tin gears. So, get our gold gear, our additional 2 tin gears. Make ourselves the drill. Now the drill, once we get some augments into it, which I'll go over in a little bit, is really useful because it's basically a pickaxe. But it uses power, not durability, so you won't keep having to repair it, you just need to recharge it. So next, let's get the magnet. That's a quick and easy build. Now the flux capacitor, this is going to be our battery. This is what's going to allow us to store all our energy and recharge stuff on the go. Basically, it's a battery pack for like your phone or anything else. We got that built. Now, these devices, well, they don't really hold a lot of energy, about 50,000. Well, this one holds 500,000. But all the other devices, well, they really don't hold too much energy. So we need to work on that. So one of the first things I'm going to do is a stabilized RF coil, which I should have enough gold for, hopefully. And I need one of the tips is for any upgrade you do to the flux capacitor, put the same augment in here, because that'll enable it so that it'll be able to store a full charge every time. So let's get 2 of you. Oh, I need some silver. And there we go. Now for the first augment, just chuck that in there, and that's all we got to do. But to augment these guys, what you've got to do is you've got to come over here, and you have charge fill, which will either fill it with liquid or energy. And you've also got mode augment. What this is going to do is, while it's in mode augment, it won't charge any items or fill them, but it does open these slots so you can put in your augmentations. So right now you see that holds 500,000 RF. Pull that out. Now holds 3 million. Just a little bit of an upgrade. Next thing we're going to want is we're going to want a couple of hardened components. I want one for each of my 4 devices, plus one for the table, so I need 5. As you can see, I've already done a lot of the Invar, which I oopsed on, because I need a couple more. But those are easy to get. Just chuck the powders in here. It takes 1 copper powder and 2 iron powder, and it'll create 3 Invar powder. Sorry, it's not copper. That was not intentional, but oops, that happens. It's nickel, which is the reason why we needed nickel. Nickel will turn around, and that's what's going to give us the Invar powder. And there we go. So now we got to get that cooked off, which we'll just use chunks of coal for. And you can go in there and cook some more glass for us. I already got some. Oops, just set that there, and that's complete. But for now, we can get a couple of these. So I need gold gears. And I only got enough for 3 more gold gears. So I've got to prioritize what I want to upgrade. So what I am going to upgrade, using some of that glass, that's us 2 right away, and well, we need a little bit more glass. I can get 3 upgrades now. First upgrade is going to go in here, because that's going to take the table to being able to hold 6 million RF, which is really useful. The second augment is going to be going into the flux capacitor, because that also sets it so that it can hold 6 million RF, which means lots of power to drill. And then our flux bore, I'm going to chuck that in here and chuck that in there, and that's going to give us 50,000 RF in the unit itself. But the catch is this is upgraded its mining level and its speed. It's a bit of an upgrade all across the board for all the stats. So that's really useful for when mining. Let that charge up. And we're pretty much done for that for now. I can finish upgrading the other units later. And radial enhancements. This, well, I'll show you what this does. I want 4 of those total, which means I'm going to need a little bit more redstone. And I want 4 for a reason. Oh, no, I should probably go for 6. And I'll tell you why. This is going to upgrade the radius of various different units. I need 12 of these. By 1 each. So right now, the drill, it's only going to mine this 1 block. Once I get these in it, however, that's going to change. So I'm going to come here. You're just storing RF. That's no big deal. I want to put my flux bore in here. I want to get 2 upgrades on that. I want to get my flux magnet in here with 2 upgrades on it. The reason why I want the flux magnet in here with the upgrades is the wider you mine, the wider this will attract. This doesn't need range upgrades. And the flux saw, I'm going to chuck 2 in here. What that does is, as you can see, it highlights just 1. And yeah, let's just switch over to this one. You up it. Okay. Probably needs power. And that should be inventory. There we go. That powers up everything. There we go. So as you can see now, it's highlighting 3 blocks. I hit V again, and it's now doing 5. Now, I like the 5x5 for this design because it mines 1 block below where you're looking, 2 wide, and then 3 above where you're looking, including the block. So it's a nice large area that it mines. So we got enough power for, let's just dump off a little bit of stuff here. And I'll go give a quick demonstration of this. And then we're probably going to be sitting roughly around wrapping up point. Here's a pretty good spot for a demonstration. See that? That's glorious. And then once you get the magnet turned on, which again uses V, you can just chuck that up here. And now watch. Mine it up, automatically comes to the inventory. Don't forget down here, especially when you're using stuff like this, you got to pay attention to your light levels. Things can get nasty otherwise. So with that, we're at a pretty good wrapping up point for today. Next day is going to be, well, I need more materials before we can even do it, but next episode is going to be a massive upgrade to our power system and start getting for ore duplication. So with that being said, this is ZeoFate signing out.